Hey, my name is Bogdan. I'm doing the sales in Europe for Bering, and today we are at the Superyacht Summit Türkiye in Istanbul. We have a lot of interesting conversations. We are talking today with some of our friends from the industry, some designers, some naval architects, so enjoy this video.
Today we will talk with Cana, co-founder of Red Yacht Design, and we will discuss boats interiors. So we're collaborating with Red Yacht Design on several projects, and one of them is quite large boat. It's 500 gross ton, Bering 125. And Cana, can you say a few words about this project and in general, and maybe some details of this project?
Yeah, of course I can say. First of all, I love the project. We had the chance to work a little with the owner, so it gave us great insights, great vision, and we are lucky that, sometimes when you work on a spec boat, you don't know who is going to own it, but in this boat we had the chance to meet them and work with them, and we are very happy with the results. I think it's a great boat, and when it's built, it's going to be a success.
I think so, and you know what I really enjoy working with you. I think you and your company was the best to understand the boat itself. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of time, and I want to talk about this today as well, designers they don't clearly understand that it's not an apartment, it's not the house, it's have a lot of behind the interiors.
Yes.
We need to have access, we need to have removable panels, we need to have a lot of different things to accommodate the function of the boat. Mm-hmm. With interiors, and I think your company is the best at doing this, best at understanding the boat, understanding the function and what works, what doesn't work in the interiors. Practicality means, because our boats are practical boats, so yes, the practicality of interiors is key for us.
Yes. Well, first of all, we know what we are doing, right? I have been working in the boating industry for 20 years now. It's a little over 20 years now. And also my partner Fatih, he has extensive knowledge and experience. So that's what we have been doing so far in our whole career. That's why we know what we are doing. We are aware that most of the things have to be accessible. We are aware of the heights. We are aware of the geometry of the boat. So I believe that makes a difference. That makes a difference because we are not working in a cube. We are not working in a rectangular prism. We are working in a boat. So, we start with that.
My biggest frustration was to work with home designers.
Oh, sorry, ouch.
Yes, it's difficult, and it's very time consuming it takes a lot of time to explain why you cannot do this, why we need to do that.
I know.
And it goes through hard time of understanding.
I know.
On both sides, mm-hmm. You know.
Yes, I think the small expedition, what separates the exploration expedition, whatever you call it, yachts, function that they have practical range, which allow you to get somewhere and come back. Usually it's called like transocean, transatlantic range. All of our yachts under 24 meters have 3,000 to 6,000 miles range, which is compared to the super yacht. And we call them super yacht in the small size because super yachts have certain qualities which allow them to call super yachts. First, they build to a class, means they safe. They comply with the safety requirements, and it's hard to make in a small package because we have the same amount of systems a 50-meter boat has, and we have the same capability, so we can go alongside with a super yacht to wherever. It's safe, comfortable, extremely quiet, adjust the size. So super yacht can carry 12 people and 12 crew. And our smallest boat can carry 2 crew and 6 passengers, and everything in between up to 10. So, in my opinion, it's much more affordable. Our boat's from $5 to $10 million, which is, 3, 4, 5 times cheaper than a super yacht. So more people can afford it, and they're practical. You're not getting tired of your expenses, which is going through the roof the bigger the boat is.
I think another very important thing for the when you're doing a boat interiors, ergonomics. Because again, you're not in square room.
Yeah.
You are not in all the same dimension of ceilings and everything. You have to work around equipment. You have to work around exterior details and
also knowing exteriors, we also do exterior design, so it's also makes a difference in terms of awareness of the structure. The beams, the girders.
Stairs. You don't want stairs. I mean, you need them on the deck, but you don't need them on the ceiling.
Definitely, definitely not. Awareness of the exteriors also creates a difference, and what everybody knows about yacht design, what everybody has an idea about it, is that using the small spaces. That's also one of the things that we do best. We are not losing any space. We don't want to lose any space, because we know that it's valuable for the owners.
Absolutely, that's most important, because I've seen some of the designs so wasteful. We cherish every cubic inch, every little niche. We're trying to make a compartment, storage, something else, something useful. But the home designers and different. Today we're talking with Sergio.
Yes.
He's a founder and head of HYDROTECH. Sergio, tell us a few words about your company, about what you do.
The word that can identify my company is passion, because actually I choose to design yachts for following my passion for sea. I mean, next year we will turn 30, and since a little bit more than 20 years we are into explorer design. We started from the smaller size, below 24 meters, single engine and tough. And then, of course, we followed the wave and
the evolution.
The evolution and so on. And so we are very proud about the fact that we design our boat completely, so engineering and exterior design. So it's kind of integration that works very well, especially on the Explorer concept.
Yes, and this summit, and just last week it was a summit in Monaco, and really the exploration yachts is a top of discussion. Everybody's, I think it's a growing segment. We experience it because we're building them. And can you tell, in your opinion, what separates the exploration yacht from the same size yacht, conventional yacht?
For me, exploration yachts, they are made to stay a long time at sea without going back to a marina. That's why you need a big storage space, big refrigerators. You need big tenders, because very often I see clients, they leave the boat in a place and then they go explore maybe with a fast tender. Yes. So let's say it's a concept of mothership and daughtership, and I think the ability to do long crossing, which then turns also into having a long range that keeps you again away from marinas, from refueling, continuous refueling. So for me it's like a cell. I mean, we saw it during the pandemic period. I had a couple of clients that used the boat with the family, and they had Explorer yachts. They say, the best holiday they could ever spend, because they were like on an island, segregated. I mean, no risk. they found the world completely under a different light, you know, in that period.
That was my experience as
Yeah.
well. I
Can you
came
imagine?
with my family for the weekend, and we took the boat, and then we get blocked. So they stop all the movement of boats, cars, and we end up spending 3 months in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
So, and it was a like mind-turning experience, because you are definitely using the boat for its purpose. You're remote, you're far away, there is no help around because we're in a very remote place.
but you can change the landscape every day.
That's true.
Completely.
Change the landscape, change jurisdiction,
Yeah.
change climate, which is sometimes also needed.
Yeah, and the season gets much longer.
That's
with a boat like this, because these are boats. I mean, for example, heating also outside is something that we normally do. We use these panels, so some areas can be used in winter or in summer, depending on the climate.
We also use a lot of soft enclosures and infrared heaters, so you can extend your stay outside and enjoy the nature. Can you tell a few things about the materials? Because we cannot use household materials in the boat. That's another challenge for designers to...
Yeah, well, sometimes we feel quite limited, but limits create challenges, and challenges provoke creativity. The materials have to be special, they have to be marine type. In most of the projects, because of class requirements, we have to use fire retardant materials, fireproof materials, and also, of course, mostly stain-proof materials. They have to be resistant to mold. And the craftsmanship that materials require also different. You have to work with the wood workers mostly, so it cannot be anyone, but specialized in woodworking. They have to be specialized.
Yeah, I think certification is very important, because vast majority, I mean 90% of our boats are class approved, and we only can use the class approved materials, which is non-flammable or not support fire, the toxic certificate, so they don't create the fumes, which is toxic for humans, and many other limitations.
Yes.
And so definitely on designers to be creative in a limited choice of materials compared to the household materials. Of course,
right.
That's a challenge.
Yeah.
And I think we will do quite a few more projects together.
I think, and I hope.
really enjoyed working with you,
Yeah.
and I think the result now we have to execute it. But the end result of the design is absolutely fabulous, and I think we have a very good understanding and system of working together.
Thank you. Yeah, we are very excited to see the outcome.
Yes, I think we talk about purpose of the ownership of the yacht. We're trying to teach our customers what you can do with your yachts, and we participated in Yacht for Science program in studying whales in Silverbank, Dominican Republic, and many other plants, and people receptive for this. They need a purpose. To own the yacht, it's not the purpose by itself. You go somewhere. Also, we're teaching people how to separate real explorer under 24 meters. It's a lot of pretend to be explorers. They incline the windows negatively and make it bulky. Okay, it's explorer. So we teach them that you have to check gross tonnage to weight ratio, because super yachts and of course our yachts under 24 meters have around 1. So the GT weight 1 ton. That's important, and it's not the ballast, because if you do all the system as required per class, you will get this weight. You want it or you don't want it. So, and another thing is a range, and also it's very useful to check where your air intake, ventilation intake, because a lot of time you see exploration yacht, it's promoted as explorer, and the air intake is on the main deck. So it means it's 2 feet above the waterline. So it's not an Explorer, and also it's useful to ask for damage stability book, because all our boats under 24 meter have a proper damage stability book, and they have a watertight bulkheads and comply with all requirements.
All important requirements.
I want to ask your opinion. We had discussed it briefly today at the stage, but what is your opinion about hybrid for the exploration yachts?
As I said before, I mean, the hybrid propulsion on the automotive industry is something that allow you to, to regenerate energy. Recuperate energy. You go downhill, you brake, and you charge your battery. On a boat, I mean, this is not possible. So the big advantage with hybrid could be just to, recuperate a little bit of energy with a shaft generator. Normally, you see when your engine is working at a very low load, your specific consumption is quite high. If you increase a little bit the load, maybe with the shaft generator, then you normally fall into an area where your specific fuel consumption is lower. Yeah. So basically you gain a little bit on the fuel consumption. So part of the energy you make with the shaft generator is for free. And in this case you can load your batteries and use the battery you have accumulated, for example, to stay in a marina, or maybe to do a very short navigation. But I don't think that's the main purpose for a hybrid system.
No, I agree. We're doing this, and actually we're doing it quite a few boats. It's a very popular option, however, without the propulsion. So we do have shaft generators. We do recommend our customers, if they go distance, to go under one engine. Because if you go on cruise RPM, your engine loaded at 30% or less. Yeah. However, if you're using one engine and also this engine generate electricity at the same time, you can reach 60, 65, 70%, which is ideal for diesel, and it's working on its prime and it's saving the fuel. Actually, the fuel consumption per kilowatt is drastically going down when you properly load the engine.
Yeah, this is also a good point, I mean, on Explorer yachts. Because in the beginning we had to convince clients to limit the power installed. They don't need. Mm-hmm. And very often clients coming from fast boats, they were asking for speed over 15 knots, maybe on a 30 or 40 meter, which is terrible because you are putting an engine that is way too big.
Absolutely.
And so to limit the power, of course, you need some power, I mean, for bad sea conditions, and it's better. But normally we see that in 10, 11 knots, you use really like 20% of the power of the engine. That's so right. Anything that will bring up a little bit the load on the engine is good.
Yes, we also limiting because a lot of customers, can we put bigger in? Can we? Is it enough? Yes, it's absolutely. Why is that boat have more? That boat have more. All boats have more. That's enough. That's it. You will regret your excess of power. Have you done any diesel-electric boats? Not hybrid, but diesel-electric.
No. When we speak about hybrid, we've been designing a couple of boats, and actually it's a hybrid between diesel and diesel-electric. So basically, the client request was for diesel-electric. Then we see that when the power installed is high, it's better to split the function, so to use the diesel-electric function for low speed. Mm-hmm. So with 80, 100 kilowatt per shaft that will drive you 8, 9 knots, and still compatible with the generators you have on board, and to leave the main engine for the top speed or whatever. Also, in this case, if you have the electric motor that is also a motor, not only a shaft generator, you could also drive with one engine driving two shafts. Mm-hmm. And this is an interesting function because it goes in the direction that you mentioned before, so to increase the load on one engine to make it work in a better way. Mm-hmm. And this can be interesting. Of course, then all the power you make with the shaft generator will go for propulsion. So you still need to keep the
for the
generator
hotel
on.
Sergio, you're welcome to visit our shipyard. I
I-
think
I
you
will
will
do.
find
I will do.
something of interest. Great to meet you and great
Thank
to
you,
talk
Alexei.
to you.
Thank you,
very
Alexei.
much.
Hi everyone, this is Captain Fırat. Today we are here at the last day of Superyacht Summit Turkey 24, and we are together with our dear friend Bogdan, who actually organized, one of the people who organized this event. Bogdan, wonderful event, thank you. It has been a significant experience. But I wanted to ask, since we're here almost concluding the summit, what your thoughts are. How do you think it went overall?
I think it's important to bring together the people in the yachting industry and to exchange, to listen, to find out what is happening in the industry. And such events are happening basically all over the world. I think to some extent or another, Turkey was not really participating in such events and conferences. And we founded it last year. It was great. We had a lot of people coming together. This year it's even bigger, it's even better. This time we had Alexei also from Bering in a panel talking about explorer yachts. We had many interesting faces. We had some yacht owners joining. We had many captains joining. And all in all, 2 days packed with subjects, packed with drinks, packed with fun. I think the summary of it, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
We need to work together. I think we need to understand what is happening, and ultimately we are raising the standards of the industry, raising the standards of the country, and this is what it's all about.
Exactly. Yeah.
We are serving the same customers, and we expect the best craftsmanship. We always expect the highest quality, but other than this, of course, we need to know what is happening. I mean, in terms of who is now having probably naval architecture or some improvements, or what is happening. And these are kind of those events where you're finding out what is going on, and it's very good. We had some good days. We had some very good conversations. So it was fun.
Yeah.
How do you think?
Yeah. Well,
how was it for you as a captain?
Couldn't agree more, actually. I think everyone, including myself, is gonna leave here with a lot of added values. Needless to say, a lot of new and very valuable relationships. I think especially couple panels were very interesting for me. And we already knew this, we were observing it, for instance, but to see people express it almost the same way as I thought they would was also interesting. By which I mean, for instance, the rising inclination towards exploration yachts, expedition-style yachts. Everyone is nowadays talking more and more about those, and that panel, which Alexei was also a speaker of, I think also was quite interesting. And of course, Tobias's project.
One of the yacht owners who actually bought an explorer boat, who wants to circumnavigate the world, talking from his experience, how he got into yachting, what he has planned with his yachts, etc. Those are the things which, I mean, of course, we're talking all over at the shipyard, at some destinations, but listening it with an audience, asking like sometimes other questions from different perspectives, etc. This is what it's all about.
Oh yeah. That was an impressive talk, for instance. And what are your plans for next year? Should we expect an SST 25? I think we should.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We will do SST 2025. Similar format, I think. So 2 days. We have a lot of interest coming from all directions, and subjects to be discussed, speakers to be confirmed, etc. But all in all, of course, there will be something. We need to consolidate the industry on such an occasion, and there will be something. Yes.
Perfect. And in an hour or so, I think we're gonna put the perfect dot, the final ending, grand finale, or I should dare to say, for the summit. We're gonna take a boat tour through the Bosphorus. I'm not really sure about the route exactly, but I think we
will find out later.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know myself.
There you go. Well, Bogdan, thank you so much, and wonderful event, very well organized, and hope everyone enjoyed, and we'll all see you next year, I suppose.